50th anniversary of the launch that took Apollo 11 to the moon, NASA is already looking at the next lunar landing.
The Apollo anniversary celebration comes as Marshall Space Flight Center tests mock-ups of key pieces of the space launch system that will send Americans to the moon and Mars.
WAAY 31's Dilsizian gives us our first glance at a portion of the space launch system.
Just inside Redstone Arsenal, the Marshall Space Flight Center is testing a liquid hydrogen and oxygen tank. Those are two key parts to helping launch the SLS rocket.
The tanks of a rocket is what forms the body of a rocket. And so during launch, it experiences very high loads from launch loads, wind loads, movement.
Mike Nichols and his team have studied the liquid hydrogen tank for months now. They simulate pressure the tank will face during launch and collect data. Nichols says it's meaningful to be working on the future space mission, especially on the 50th anniversary of Apollo 11.
We're 50 years since Apollo 11, and here we are testing the hardware that's going to take us back out of low Earth orbit again. Pretty cool.
The crew will continue collecting data until the end of August before scrapping the tank. I'm told it's not specifically designed to fly, but just to test. Down the street in another test stand is the liquid oxygen tank that was transported from New Orleans to Huntsville in early July. Like the hydrogen tank, April Potter says it's only used for research.
So it's not exactly the same as flight, but it's pretty darn close enough, and it gets us what we need to do structural qualification testing.
Potter and her team are focused on the oxygen tank. She says starting in October, 7 million pounds of force will be applied to the test stand. Potter says the work they're doing will ultimately put man on the moon and potentially Mars.
Everyone is willing to make this test happen. Everyone's willing to make SLS fly. So it's a great time to be here, and I think the work that we're doing just speaks for itself.
In Huntsville, Dilsizian, WAAY 31 News.
The Space Launch System rocket is designed to be even more powerful than the Saturn V.
The Trump administration wants NASA to put a man and woman on the moon by 2024.